Torah Parshas Mikate 86, the end of the page. 4 lines from the end of the page. Okay, so the Rabbi is explaining the difference between the Mishkan and the Beis HaMikdash. The Mishkan was order of the world. Inanimate at the bottom, plant, and then animal. And he said, because in the world, that's the way it is. But the Beis HaMikdash is going to be like La'asulavi, when the source of everything will be revealed. And earth is the highest thing, that even though it's stepped on, nevertheless it produces all the food that we have. This advantage, Maili Yiseda, which is the level of bittul. What is the advantage of earth? So even though it's stepped on and everything, so you could look at it downward, but the fact is, the greatness of earth is the fact that it's bottle. That everybody steps on it. Semeach, on the other hand, grows in heights. You can't step on it. Bittul, where does this bittul come into the level of Afar? Mitzad shor shanayla b'machshava, because it's the highest level of machshava. Machshava is 2 words. Choshuv ma. Machshava is choshav ma, which is the level tachlis habittul. Like it says, Moshe Rabbeinu said, Moshe Rabbeinu was the epitome of bittul. Misham nimshach v'nislab b'chinas habittul ba'aretz. And from that level of machshava, choshev ma, the level of bittul, that level, now when it comes down into Afar, it comes down in a way that Afar is stepped on. He says, therefore, mitzad zeh dafke, because of this, tisala loss of loving is going to become elevated. Loss of loving ateres baila. Therefore, the Beis HaMikdash was made me'avonim dafke. Skip the parentheses. Mash'enki b'mishkan. Shenasa kvi seder ishtaushos the achshav. The Mishkan, though, was made because it's not the same level of Kedusha of loss of loving. The Mishkan is Kedusha now, in Ishtaushos. Ishtaushos, there's a procedure, inanimate plant, animal, and so on. Shemayim kadmon, on that level, Shemayim comes first. Therefore, the walls were made out of Atzishitim, which is Semeach. Mishkan, and so on. Okay? So this is, our Rabbi started the Maimer to explain the Vayigash of Yehuda, the Yichud between Yehuda and Yosef. So he started, in order to understand that, we have to understand the difference between the Mishkan and the Beis Halaman. So now he says, Gamkin in Yosef Yehuda. That's the difference between the 2 levels of Yosef and Yehuda. Gamkin b'chinas madreges Shemayim v'aretz. Yehuda and Yosef is Shemayim v'aretz, and Semech and Daimon. What does it mean? Yosef means Heisafa, growth, more adding. Daimon doesn't grow. Semech grows. So Yosef, Lashon Teis, is Ribi Shemet Teis, Avela B'Agdola V'Agbar L'Mayla. Yosef means that you add, that's the level of Semech that keeps adding, that's the level of Semech. Prat B'chinas Eres, especially the level of Eres, the tall trees. Like it says, it goes all the way up. Like it says on the pasuk Tzadik Atami Yifrach. Okay, skip the parentheses. Yehuda b'chinas eretz. Yehuda is Haidah and Bittul. Yehuda is Haidah Bittul. So Yosef is the level of Tzemeach. Yehuda is the level of Daimim. Also Daimim means Daimim. Shivisi v'damamti, the pasuk says. I'm silent. It's the level of Bittul. That's the level of Eretz Malchus Datzilish, which is Daimim Datzilish. L'chein Yehuda is Lashon Heidar Bittul. Shadaimim Yesh Bebechinas Bittul B'Yosef. Okay, so there's a level of Yosef and level of Yehuda. Yosef is the Mishkan, and therefore the Mishkan, like we said, was in the Chelik of Yosef. Shilai, it was in the Chelik of Yosef. And then you have a Yehuda, which Yehuda and Binyamin were the 2 tribes against versus the 10. So the Beis HaMikdash was in the Chelik of Yehuda and Binyamin. which again is the level of bittul. So he says, in the order of events, just like we said now, Tzemeach is higher than Daimon, which would mean Yosef is higher than Yehuda. Because now Malchus receives from Zah. And that's why, by the way, Yosef is the level Tzaddik Yisei Delam, Yosef a Tzaddik. Yosef is the level of Yesod. Yesod is the last level of Zah before it goes to Malchus. That means the Iker level of Zah is Yesod, it says. So Yosef represents Zah, which is the level of Tzemeach. L'chein Yosef hayam melech b'Mitzrayim, which is Tzemeach b'chinas Gidol v'Snasus, in the level of greatness, adding greatness. Hu hayam mashber v'mashpia l'kulam. Yosef gave food to everybody, including Yehuda. Yehuda came to get food. Yehuda on Mekabel. And that's what it says, Vayigash Elav Yehuda Vayemer Bi'adeni. So that's why the pasuk over here says, Yehuda came to Yosef, because Yosef is greater. So Yehuda is coming to Yosef, and he says, Bi'adeni. Right? But right at the beginning of the parsha. What does it mean? In Chassidus, he says, be into me, bring Adnai, be Adoni. In me, bring my master, which is the level of Yosef. Meaning, Shabar Yom Shechashafa mi Yosef Atzadik. Into me, Yehuda says, and now I'm the receiver from Yosef. So be into me, Adoni, you should be Mashpia, the level of Yosef, Tzemeach, Ukemavor Bezer Vayigash, Hainu Takruv Alma Ba'alma. Like the Zohar says, Vayigash Elav Yehuda is the closeness of world to world. The world of Yehuda and the world of Yosef. Hainu Alma Tata, which is Malchus. Misyachedes V'nigashes Gabi Alma Ilah, which is Zol, Nekabel HaShefa. Now, Malchus is lower. It's called the lower world. Like you have Malchus is Hey Tata, the second half of Hashem's name. So now Malchus is lower. Malchus is receiving from Zah. And that's what the Zohar said, Vayigash Elav Yehuda, is the level of the lower world Malchus going to the higher world of Zah, of Yosef. That is now. But if you look in the Haftarah Vayigash, over there it speaks about Yosef coming to Yehuda. Because the Haftarah speaks about La'asad Lavi. The pasuk in the Haftarah speaking what will be. La'asad Lavi Malchus is greater. So then Yosef is going to be coming to Yehuda. Ava La'asad Lavi Yisalu Yehuda. Li'is Lamayla B'chinas Yosef. Like it says, Eish's Chayla Teres Baila. Mitzad because Malchus is the lowest, so it originates in the Seif Mais and Machshava Tchila. So Malchus, which is the level of Bittul, so La'asad Lavei, Malchus is going to be much greater than Zah. So then Zah is going to come to Malchus. Ki nei Machshava Choshev Ma, Hainu Tachos HaBittul, which is Chochma Datzilas Koyach Ma. Ma is the level of Chachma, Koyach Ma, right? So Chachma is Bittul. So Malchus is the level of Chachma Vatzilas, basically. V'nei Abba Yosid B'rata. Abba created the daughter, meaning Chachma Ilah is called Yira Ilah. And Tiferes, the Chachma Tata. I'm sorry. Chachma Tata, which is Malchus Yira Tata. So Chachma is Yira Ilah. Reish is Chachma Yiras Hashem. Chachma is a level of Yira. Malchus is Bittul, is a level of Yira. Bittul is Yira. La'asad Lavei, but La'asad Lavei. Mashiach come to Sala B'chinas Yira Tata. The lower level of fear is going to be B'yira Ilah Mekeda. Then it's going to be Ateres Baila. Ki HaBittul L'mayla B'madrega Me'ava V'yira. Because Bittul is the ultimate level. Ava Yira is Yeshus. exists. There is love, I fear. It's all the level of Yeshes. The made of some Shavuch Chug Dezah. L'chein gam achshav. Therefore, even now, audits is more bittul than everything else because everybody steps on it. V'nafshi ka'afar l'kotiyah. The level of bittul. U'b'chein is bittul the yirei law. That's the level of Moshe Rabbeinu Madregs and Moshe Rabbeinu V'nachnu. Okay, so the Alter Rebbe is explaining like this. There's a Mishkan, there's a Beis HaMikdash. Mishkan is based on the levels now. Beis HaMikdash is based on the levels of Asud Lavi. That's the level of Yosef Yehuda. Yosef is Tzemeach. Yehuda is Behidah Bittul. So now Yosef is greater in this world. Tzemeach is higher than Chai. Chai is higher than Tzemeach, which is higher than Daimim. So that's the level now. Yehuda is coming to Yosef. Yosef is greater. But also, Yosef is going to come to Yehuda. That's what it says in this week's parasha, in Haftarah. Take one tree, one wood, and then take another eitzach, all of the Yosef Ephraim. And bring them. This is all the psukim of Haftarah, and bring it one to another. Hiniani lokecha says Yosef benasati eisam olav eseit Yehuda. The pasuk, I'm going to take the tree, the wood of Yosef, and I'm going to put it on top of it. I'm going to put the tree of Yehuda. That means Yehuda is higher. What?
What is the inyan of Mashiach Misad Yosef and then Misad Yehuda?
There's a level of Mashiach ben Yosef, but the ultimate Mashiach is Mashiach ben David.
So
first it says comes Mashiach ben Yosef. Who that was, what that is, some people say that, whatever, there's a million different opinions about it. But the bottom line is, the ultimate is Mashiach ben David, Yehuda. Because ultimately, Yehuda, Malchus, David Melech is so Malchus is David HaMelech. That's the ultimate level. Why? Because it's bittul.
And we already have Mashiach and Yosef.
That's what they say. David Melech Aleim. And then the Haftarah continues that David is going to be Melech Aleim over who? He ate Yosef and ate Yehuda. Now Yosef is higher than Yehuda because it's Nimshul La'eres. Yosef is Tzaddik Atoma Yifra Keres Bavon and Yisker. Tzaddik is like an Eres. Yosef is Tzaddik, right? You say Leilim. So now Yosef is this big Eres tree and Yehuda is the ground. So now Yosef is higher than Yehuda. Asher go to Begayim Teitzim Helech. Kach Yosef Elav Shayachim Aseres HaShvatim. That's why the Shvatim, there's 10 Shvatim and the 2 Shvatim, right? The 10 exiled Shvatim. Those 10 Shvatim was Yosef, and the 2 Shvatim, Yehuda and Binyamin, were Yehuda. K'meshe Kosov V'Sham Shifte Yisrael Chaveirav. Nimso Merubi B'Shvatim Yosef Yehuda. So there's 10 verses 2. So now there's 10 Shvatim which represents Yosef, and 2 Shvatim represents Yehuda. So now Yosef is more than Yehuda. 10 verses 2.
But Somayach cannot exist from if there is no Alpha, there is no Somayach. If there is no Yehuda, there is no Yosef.
Yeah, but what Leper a higher level now? Sameach is higher than, okay, because now Yosef is greater. Because the source of offer is not revealed yet. Now you look at it with the naked eye, so to speak. This is growing high and this is the ground stepped on.
But even Yosef is bittul.
Correct. But the ultimate bittul of Yosef will be lost alone. Like it says, Vayigash of Yehuda, Echad be'echad Yigashu. The pasuk it says from Eos said, Echad be'echad Yigashu, they're going to become one. The 8 Echad of Yosef, the 8 Echad of Yehuda are going to be mamish become one. But then then Yehuda Malchus will be the source. It's going to be the crown of the husband. And that's why it says over here, Yosef couldn't hold himself back right at the beginning of the parsha when Yosef finally had to reveal himself to the brothers, right? Meaning, because they cried on each other. They became one. When Yosef revealed himself to the brothers, that means Yosef and Yehuda became one. But now Yosef is the mashpia, mashbir bar l'chol haaretz. Yosef was the mashpia, and Yehuda was mekabel. Now Yuvan, okay, this is all part of apprenticeship, but we'll learn this anyway, it's interesting. It says in Yalkut Shas Avarizal, B'biyah Maimer Zal B'chelek, Shetos HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yorav Ben Nevat. You come over there, and Sanhedrin tells a story. Yorav Ben Nevat was this big Rasha. Now Yorav Ben Nevat, Hashem grabbed him, the Gemara says, and V'amel Chazor Bach. And Hashem said to him, do tshuva. And you go to Gan Eden. Amalei mi berosh, who's going to be on top? Amalei ben Yishai berosh. So Hashem answered, ben Yishai is going to be the head. Amalei yachilei ba'ina. If so, I don't want to do tshuva. Yeah. Yeravim ben Nevat was from Menashe. He was from Yosef's kids. Shumam Meshayina now, Shakarish Baruch Hu Rotze Sheyirovim Yachzer B'tshuva, and then we'll have the level of Madregas Yosef Chinas Eitz Ephraim. And that's what Hashem said to him. Ani va'ato, Hashem says to Yerovim ben Nevat, me and you, uben Yishai Netal B'Gan Eden. And then he asked him, mi Barosh. Hashem said to Yerovim ben Nevat, hey, listen kid, do tshuva. Okay. You're talking about Yeravim ben Nevat was a Rasha, but he was the head of the best. I mean, he was super great. So Hashem said, do tshuva. And we'll walk together in Gan Eden with Ben Yishai. So he said, me Barash. Hashem said, Ben Yishai though. She said, no. Hashem said, mi Barash, mi uratza achshav shi... So what did he say? Yeravim ben Nevat said, now Yosef is greater than Yehuda. So I have to be greater than Ben Yishai. Now we're talking about now, walking Gan Eden. Now, yeah? So he says, right now, Yosef is greater than David. Why are you putting David first?
Why?